enLIGHTeners, Nathan here, and we are excited to be back for yet another Light Shine moment. Today's topic, a willingness to serve. Have you ever thought, what is the reason that you have actually been placed on this earth? Think about it just for a moment. You know what? You thought too long. Let me tell you, the reason you was placed on this earth is to, first and foremost, serve. Whatever you set out to do each and every day, having the mentality that you want to serve, not necessarily yourself, remove yourself out of the picture, but serve someone else. I have my good friend here, Jeremy, that's going to shed just a little bit more light on that very subject. Jeremy?
Well, Nathan, most people ask, why am I here?
Yeah.
What am I doing? What's my purpose? Why has God brought me to this earth? The greatest thing that people miss is serving. What type of legacy are you leaving for the people that are behind you?
Absolutely.
Putting in that time, putting in that moment to go out and do selfless things, things that don't require a spotlight, things that don't require a paycheck, things that don't require anybody to put your name on a billboard, and you stepping out saying, this is something that I want to do for my community, for my children. And I think the willingness to serve is a fear for most people. Because most individuals love to be praised. They love the attention. They love the gloating. And servanthood denotes the fact that you don't get attention for it. You're a hidden figure. So in our community, I think reaching out to the ones that are less fortunate than us and going into those areas and ensuring that they have a proper education or that they have a proper meal. I was reading an article a couple of days ago about children that were living in the urban area in Atlanta, how they were going to school and missing meals.
Wow.
And it affected their day-to-day progress in the classroom.
Of course.
And so it was important for us and a community to start ensuring that we got food or sack lunches to those children to ensure that they perform in school, because one meal affected their ability to be able to perform all day long. And though that seems small, it's a huge component to a child's life who hasn't had anything to eat all day long.
Very true.
And that didn't take lights, it didn't take cameras. It just took a couple of people that said, we want to serve our community, we want to invest in our sons and daughters' lives to ensure that they become or can become or be the best that they can be while they're getting an education. And so I think that is a vital thing. And I also think we have to graduate from the place of always being seen serving and do it even when you're not being seen.
Yeah. And Tuck, so how vital is the concept of actually serving? What's, I know that it's vital. I mean, talk a little bit more as far as like the how vital it is to be a servant.
It's vital that we model the actions of our forefathers. When you think of the Harriet Tubmans and the Martin Luther Kings or Gandhi, when you think of all of these individuals, they started out servants. They became activists, but they were servants. They were mere servants, saying our sole job was to set people free. And I believe that serving sets people free. Of course, it turned into activism, but when you look at the act of what Martin Luther King did, it was an act of service. And now we have freedom based on an act of service. People walking on a bridge, Rosa Parks sitting on a bus was an act of service that allowed us to be free.
Absolutely.
And so I think if we could adopt what our forefathers did by saying, I'm a servant first. Imagine how many young men and women that we can free for generations to come.
Very true. So as we move forward, and as you move forward in your day-to-day life, Do not be afraid to serve. Do not be afraid to take the posture of a servant. It's okay. A willingness to give is okay. I guarantee you, give and it'll be given back to you. You know, you hear that all the time. But make sure that you remember your why. Remember why you have really been placed on this earth. First and foremost, that's to be a servant, to serve and serve willingly, not necessarily for validation, not for spotlight, but remember what our forefathers put before us. Remember what your parents taught you, what your pastors taught you. Remember what teachers and professors and mentors, remember what they taught you. Remember that being a servant first sheds so much light and it frees others. So you've got to remember this is small things. Nothing doesn't have to be big, but something small. Those needlepoint moves, if you remember previous Light Shine moments, we talked about that. The needlepoint moves are extremely important. So start with something small. Even if you is a phone call to say, you know, good morning, or opening up a door for someone, or buying lunch for someone, or something small. Start small, and I guarantee you, your mentality of being a servant will grow tremendously. This is just another way that you can continue
to let your light shine.
Hey enlighteners, Nathan Cohen here. Listen, have you been enjoying these Light Shine moments? Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and do not forget to turn on your notifications. That way, these Light Shine moments can be coming directly to you. Remember, no matter what, continue to let your light shine.